Reaching a big milestone in another big year. Time just keeps on marching on, that is crystal clear. 23 full years of questing, no banks or deaths, I've got my tricks. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2006. Welcome back to November 21st, 2006. The hunter theming is continuing here, but it's not going to just be all training. But there is some training. 50 for hunter. And that is the next implings that don't exist, spirit, and also the gloves of silence, which we can't get because we can't get the furs yet. Still over here at the tropical wagtails, because the 2019 hunter modernization was a choice. Did make some things more convenient, but also changed XP rates for a lot of things. And for whatever reason they decided, this is the spot you should be for the first so many levels. I don't know. I'm not gonna go do other methods that would be worse XP. So where were we at until we get to better things? And we should be getting to at least something usable pretty soon here. I mean, pretty soon is kind of relative, but we're not going to be here until, like, the 90s or anything. There's at least a few things in the game that are slightly better than tropical wagtails, which is hilarious. 55 hunter. That is a quest requirement. Very good, very good. And saber-tooth coyotes. We could hunt those now, get their hides, turn them into outfit, which would only help in polar areas. Not much else really going on in the polar areas, so you would get the coyote set to hunt more coyotes, maybe. Not really necessary. 56 hunter. That is box trapping penguins after a quest. 57 hunter. That is dark kebits, falconry. And then when you get the fur from them, you make the gloves of silence for thieving. I don't know if that's really super necessary. It's an option though. 58 hunter. That is the next impling that doesn't exist. Nature. Plenty of really good implings as we get to higher levels here. Multiple updates with adding new implings too, so we will only be able to catch the ones that exist once they exist. See if there's anything we really need from these. Definitely a lot of drop tables, but that is later. 59 hunter. That should be an important level here. Red salamanders, net traps. Bring your small fishing nets and ropes and go get some red salamanders, which should actually be good experience. Or at least better than this. Also getting very close to the next multiple traps. So getting XP rates compared is going to be something. Still only 3. Real question is, where would we put a 4th bird snare here anyways? Over here? Just be more running all over the place. Basically the same idea with the net traps though. We're not going to worry about that right now. Instead, we're going to go and sell off these 10,000 stripy feathers. We got something out of this. All this hunter here. Alright, I did check. And selling the feathers is the same, whether we're here at the fancy clothes store or the general store. 6 coins each. So, sell all of these for 61,000 coins. Better than nothing. I'll take it. Stack that up with the rest of the money here, and we're back over 1.5 million. Definitely still need a lot more money for construction and other things too. But that will come later. For right now, we've got updates to go do. Standing in Ardoin with a whole bunch of seemingly random stuff, which obviously is for things that are going to happen here on November 28th, 2006. Postbag from the Hedge, number 13, with letters answering from Evil Chicken, Burnt Meat, Reldo, Wise Old Man. All sorts of fun stuff. Tips, tricks, and just mostly humorous little anecdotes. The Sandwich Lady random event interface has been improved, so it's more easy to select the correct piece of food and not get bonked over the head. Always a good time. The Retribution Prayer, which no longer exists. There it is. Retribution. Not used, and not useful for us. Inflicts damage on nearby targets if you die. If you do this in PvP, and they kill you, it was very easy to run away from the oncoming explosion after you die. So they've made it larger or something, just make it more difficult to dodge. We're not going to be dying in PvP though, so don't really need to worry about that. What we do need to worry about is the next quest, which is Eagle's Peak. Starts here in the Ardoin Zoo, requires 27 Hunter after just being added the previous week. We're right into it. 27, not a super high requirement or anything, so that's perfectly fine. Required items: yellow dye, swamp tar, and 50 coins. These other things are for other things. And there's the tiniest amount of combat, so that'll be fine. Down here, in the zoo, we got a new pen off to the side here. And Charlie. Hi. Yes, welcome to the zoo. I'm afraid I'm kind of busy right now. What was it you wanted? Ah. You sound like someone who needs a quest doing. Actually, now that you come to mention it, you might be able to help me. A few weeks ago, we had a delivery of a northern ferret. They're funny little creatures. Turns out they're tricksy little blighters too. Whilst we were unloading him from the cart, he managed to escape his cage. What's more, he gave the driver a nasty nip on the way out too. That was obviously a bit of a blow. Can't make a new attraction without any animals. We got in contact with one of our associates, a huntsman named Nicholas, who agreed to capture us another. Funny thing is, we haven't heard from him for some time now. I don't suppose you'd mind having a look for him. Eagle's Peak. Yeah, sure. Any idea where I should start looking? Well, the northern ferret is mostly found around the mountains, just west of the gnome stronghold, so that would probably be a good place to start as any. Okay, thanks. The mountains near the gnome stronghold, he says. We can accomplish that most easily by going to the Piscatoris hunting area. It's just over in that general area. And we'll get there by fairy ring, obviously. So we'll use the fairy ring right here. Potentially a useful fairy ring in the future, just location-wise. But for now, we still mostly use Edgeville to get going. There's definitely opportunities with the fairy rings, though. To the Piscatoris hunter area. Here we go. And the mountains are down to the south. One thing we need to be slightly wary of here is the Eternal Void off to the west here. Ah, the Eternal Void. It exists. Eventually, there is no longer a place where you can just stare off into the abyss, but until then, we are doing what we can here. Running south, all the way south through the hunter area here, we come across Eagle's Peak. It's quite eagle-y, quite peak-like, and a camp with Inspect the camping equipment. Some of the equipment seems to have been trampled into the ground. Once the scattered books, one in particular grabs your attention. Seems to be something poking out from between the pages. A few logs are still burning, so it can't have been unattended long. The campfire here. Here's the ferrets in question. Wild. Just a wild ferret. Read Bird Book. As you open the book, something falls out from between the pages. There appears to be a small metal feather. Indeed. Contents. This is all bird information. We've had our times with birds so far. Let's get some more bird facts. Like that giant eagle right there. Brilliant. The crimson swift is a tropical bird that typically lives in dense jungle areas. Subtlety is not one of the bird's strong points. Striking red plumage ensures it will be visible wherever it goes, making it a popular first bird for hunters and spotters alike. Lovely. We did in fact start with crimson swifts. Cerulean twitch, this polar bird, found in the far northern regions, can survive at impressively low temperatures. Though its long tail affords it great maneuverability, it's also the cause of a great deal of interest from collectors. The golden warbler can be easily identified by its hideously annoying song. Though the warbler is prized by hunters for its fine feathers, it's probably caught just as much to simply shut it up. The tropical wagtail. These beautiful birds can be found in hot jungle climates, where it expertly catches small insects for food. It's perhaps therefore ironic that it's usually caught for its bright plumage, which can be used in turn to make excellent fly fishing lures. The copper longtail is found in temperate woodland regions, one of the most common birds in the world. Though its appearance is unremarkable, it's a graceful and successful bird that continues to fend well for itself. And the giant eagle. Little is known about the giant eagles. There are reported sightings in many parts of the world, but the nest of these magnificent creatures remains elusive. The only record of such a nest being found is in the folktale of bandits of the Golden Claw. It's said that the bandit leader could talk to and befriend the eagles, and use the eagle's nest at the top of what is now known as Eagle's Peak as a hideout. The story goes on to hint at a secret entrance to the hideaway, existing near the peak of the mountain. To this day, it's not been found. Wow, an eagle nest at Eagle's Peak. Who would have thought it? What an idea. The top of Eagle's Peak, they say. It says shortcut here. I don't think that's quite right. We're under somewhere. Rocks to climb? Climb rocks. Eagle's Peak has had a graphical rework. That's for sure. Anyways, climb to the top here and inspect a rocky outcrop. This area of rock doesn't quite seem to match the rest of the cliff face. There appears to be a thin vertical slot in the middle of the rock, with what appears to be a carving of a feather above it. Use the feather-shaped key in the feather-shaped keyhole. There's a metal feather into the groove in the cliff face, so you catch on some sort of mechanism. Our cliff face swings outward to reveal a tunnel heading into the mountain. How fun. We enter the tunnel. And now we're in some tunnels. Oh boy. There's a feathered journal. Let's read that. The Journal of Arthur Artemis. We're all set for the raid on the gnome stronghold tomorrow. They must have something good in a place that well defended. We'll sneak in over the West River while the gnomes are watching some big gnome ball match, whatever that is. This time, Armin won't be bringing his pet Kebbit. That thing caused nothing but trouble last time. The start to the so-called gnome ball match appears to have been delayed. Some sort of rubbish about bad light. Looks like we're stuck waiting here for now. I'm going to kill Armin. He assured me his Kebbit was tied up safely. We were lucky to escape with our lives, especially Davy, who had his foot caught in a rabbit hole while running away. Those long-eared pests seemed to get everywhere. Currently hiding in a cave in the mountains. The only loot we managed to grab was a bag of refreshments from the gnome ball pitch. There better be something good in there. I could eat a camel right now. Gnomes are still looking for us outside. Might be in here for a while. Fortunately, this cave system seems to be a lot deeper than we originally thought. Although some of the noises coming from the darker areas concern me slightly. Barakur has been playing with mechanisms as per usual. He thinks he can rig up something to hide the cave entrance. Is this what dwarves do when they get bored? Armin said he saw some kind of giant bird. I'm skeptical, although this place does give me the creeps. Gnome food again today. Worms, however, they're cooked. They get boring after a while. Okay, we all saw the birds this time. Typically, Armin insists you can tame them. That guy is animal crazy. Gnomes seem to have stopped looking for us. Although the marker's hidden entrance, this would be a good place to stash loot. Armin tried roping one of the eagles today. Got dragged halfway to Al-Kharid, apparently. Markers seem to have taken the hideout idea to heart and is now designing the inner door. A mysterious old man turned up today. Not sure how he got in. Kept pestering us until eventually Davy spoke with him. At which point he offloaded a bunch of spinach rolls onto us, then left. Random events. Good grief. Marker's door design is contrived. Not sure I'll be able to open it myself. However, Armin still insists that we'll be able to use the eagles to get in and out. First attempt at using the eagles in a raid today gave me the fright of my life. Armin guided the eagle over our Doin market, managed to catch some loaves with a fishing net. They'll be eating well tonight, at least compared to recently. Barker has completed 2 of the apparently 3 parts of the puzzle for his second door. I'm sure he'd be making quicker progress if Armin's Kebbit didn't keep getting in the way. The mysterious old man has turned up again. We don't have time for this. Quite frankly, so we're just going to ignore him. After all, what could he possibly... And he's gone. If you ignore the random events, they teleport you somewhere random. It's very random of them, being random events and all that. Running into various other tunnels here. Here is a puzzle. It's part of the door puzzle. Take bird seed. Get a whole bunch of it. This is levers and eagles. And they move, and you do things. We got stone gates, levers to pull to move the stone gates, levers with birds and levers. Looks complicated. With all the doors in the way, there's only so many places you can put things. You put the feed in the feeder, and then the birds try to move. I got blocked by the stone gate. This one didn't. Then we are free to run around and pull a lever. Also helps that you can have the zoomed out view here compared to the still very small view you'd be able to see. So you can actually see more of the puzzle all at the same time. That closed that door, but opened a door up this way. And then we have a lever here we can pull. That closes that, but opens this one. Generally, move the things around to get to each individual lever. Here, we want to get to this lever, but the bird is in the way. You can't just squeeze past, that'd be too easy. What you need to do is move the birds. Each individual track can have the one bird moving back and forth, or multiple birds trying to get to the same place. So you need to get these 2 out of the way, basically. And with these moved here, there's no reason to move them back ever. Just because there's access to this lever over here. We can pull that. We got options here. There's only so many levers. And so many just combinations of things. Here in low grinding elsewhere in the cave. Things are on the move. Things are on the move. This is still back. This one's back. But now that we got the stuff in there we need to deal with, we can pull this lever again to open that door. Seed here. And then we run around the side that doesn't have a gaping hole in the bottom, which is obviously not safe. And we can go pull this lever. This could definitely get much more complicated if there were more paths and levers and things. This is a lower level quest here, so no reason to get super crazy right off the bat. Unless you want to. Go for it. Later there's going to be other puzzles. We've already dealt with a few interesting situations. There's definitely more puzzles in the future. Keep on moving the birds. This one only affects this bird here. And we saw when we pulled this the first time, the upper bird here in the way of the what we want to get to moves first. So put this here. That moves out of the way. Just as easy as that. And then it doesn't even activate the other metal bird, which would have also tried to come over here. But this one's already here, so that's fine. Take from the stone pedestal a golden feather. A lot like the metal feather from the outside door. How reasonable. Continuing in. Don't need this bird seed anymore. I'm gonna grab some giant eagle feathers. Always a good time. Never can have too many giant eagle feathers. That's what I always say. Hello? Excuse me. It's Nicholas. Hello? Are you Nicholas? Ah, I see my reputation precedes me. Yes, I'm the renowned hunter and explorer, Nicholas. You have arrived just in time to witness a very momentous occasion, for I've just discovered the nest of a giant eagle. Yep, that sure is. And a most amazing discovery it is too, even if I do say so myself. The Ardoin zookeeper sent me to find you. Ah yes, he sent me to find a ferret, a trivial task and one which pales in comparison. Compared to this momentous discovery, I'm sure he can wait. So, you're not trapped, then? Well, I think trapped is quite a negative way of looking at it. I will admit, however, that getting out of here may be a little tricky. I did have a plan, but unfortunately it didn't involve being stuck in this nest. Well, it gives you a lot of time to study the eagles. Very true, and certainly an opportunity I wouldn't want to miss. Well, I'll let you get on with your work, then. It's always a pleasure to discuss my discoveries. Ah, hey, how are you getting on with your discoveries? Oh, wonderfully. These giant eagles are simply magnificent creatures. I absolutely must see about getting one as a pet. You sure about that? Aren't giant eagles mythical? Oh, many people believe so, yes. My relentless exploration has paid off once again, for I stand now in the nest of such a supposedly mythical creature. How'd you manage to find the nest? Through unfaltering dedication, attention to detail. Oh, and I suppose there's the minor point that I got carried here by an eagle. So, in fact, the eagle found you. So it might appear to the amateur, yes. And, well, I may have been a little lucky, but it's a remarkable discovery, don't you think? Very good. Got some more things we can talk to him about. We probably should be trying to save him, but... A giant eagle's a pet? No, click on button. A giant eagle's a pet? Are you crazy? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I haven't found a creature I couldn't tame yet. Okay. I've come to rescue you. How very kind of you, but Nicholas Ferrick never needs rescuing. I may apparently be trapped in a giant eagle's nest, but it is all a cunning ruse to put the beast at ease. So you're not really trapped? Well, I think trapped is quite a negative way of looking at it. Yeah, but he is stuck. I admit, getting out of here may be a little tricky. I did have a plan, but unfortunately it didn't involve being stuck in this nest. Could I help at all? Actually, I believe you could. I need someone to somehow trick the eagles into thinking I'm one of them. Could you fashion some sort of disguise for me? What would that involve? Well, you could go and speak to the fancy dress shop owner in Varrock. He can make anything if you give him the right materials. In fact, you should probably get a couple of disguises, one for each of us. That's a good idea. There are plenty of feathers around here. I'll see what I can do. Feathers! Woo! Also, other kind of feathers, too. Like this stone feather. This gold feather. It's always a good time. We're gonna just keep going through tunnels here. Inspect the stone pedestal. There's a clear patch and a layer of dust covering the top of the pedestal. Looks like something lay here recently. Around the base of the pedestal, you spy what appears to be faint footprints leading away from the area. It's a tracking puzzle, as this is, in fact, a hunter quest. The other puzzle was less hunter related, that's fine. We do what we can here. Inspect various spots here. These rocks appear to have shifted recently. Further inspection reveals faint tracks among the debris, though they aren't tracks you recognize. Dun dun dun. Scary, spooky tracks. After careful examining the rocks, you manage to pick up the mysterious trail again. Tracks aren't entirely unfamiliar, but they do seem somewhat larger than any you've seen before. And an opening. And in the opening, we find a big kebbit. He's dead. That was the big kebbit from the story. And now it's dead. We killed their pet. Yeah, it's probably fine. We haven't seen these bandits anywhere in here yet, so probably fine. Everything's probably fine. We continue on to the next door here, or entrance. And here we've got a pedestal with a feather. Try to grab it, and the pedestal gets trapped. Use for the bronze feather, the netting on the ground shoots upwards, snatching the pedestal out of your reach. So it's less of a trap for us and more of a trap for the pedestal, somehow. We got some winches around the room, which we're going to wind. Wind the winches. Works well. Wind it. And it drops back down. Not much of a puzzle. That was the bronze level. Bronze level, you just use the winches. Silver level, tracking and combat. Gold level, actually a bit of a puzzle. Very good. The 3 parts of the middle door. Open the middle door. Door seems to be locked in place. There's an engraving of an eagle on the door. 3 of the feathers illustrating in the engraving seem to be cut deeper than the others, so they might have contained some sort of decoration. It's the feathers. So the metallic feather into one of the feather-shaped indentations in the engraving. And again, and again. As you insert the metallic feather into the final indentation, you're low grinding as if stone blocks were moving against one another. And now we can go in. Brilliant stuff. Here's another part of the bandits area here. We got a whopping 2 gold on the ground here. Oh boy. 2 whole coins. And some other eagles. That's later. We need to go and get the disguises made. Should be great. Go talk to the fancy dress shop guy. We've given him a decent amount of business recently with all those feathers. So he should be happy to work with even more feathers for us here. Seems like a reasonable idea. Some giant eagle costumes. Outfits, disguises. Depends what you're going for, I suppose. Easy enough to get over here and talk to fancy guy. He actually has a name in a book later. Not gonna worry about that. We continue to look like we go to fancy parties. Specifically, we need something specific. I'm after a couple of bird costumes. Ah, an inspired choice. What kind of bird were you thinking of? A giant eagle. Very interesting. Unfortunately, I don't have any giant eagle costumes in stock at the moment. Of course, if I had the materials, I could make them for you. Well, what materials would you need? Well, the main problem is that I'm fresh out of giant eagle feathers. I've been meaning to get onto my supplier about that for some time. Wait a second, you have a supplier? I thought nobody knew where to find the nests. Well, there was some chap in desert clothing. He said his name was Ali. He assured me they were giant eagle feathers, although when I come to think about it, they were suspiciously similar to chicken feathers. Anyway, you're probably looking about 10 giant eagle feathers, assuming you can find a nest. I also need some swamp tar to hold things together, and some yellow dye for the beaks. Everything else I can supply myself. I'll see what I can do. I'm already got it. Amazing. Fancy parties. Going for it. Got the feathers and the materials you requested. Make those giant eagle costumes for me now? Certainly. It'll also cost you 50 gold pieces. Yeah, that's fine. Here are the materials. Eagle me up. There you go. 2 eagle costumes. You should be the envy of the entire party with those. Thanks. The eagle costume. It's very impressive. We've got the fake beak and an eagle cape. The beak is pointy and the cape is feathery. We're looking amazing. Doesn't clash at all with our Rupia outfit. Doing great. Doing great. So I just need to bring the other set all the way back to Nicholas. So we're just going to make our way all the way back into Eagle's Beak. If we want to get to Nicholas here, we're going to have to walk past this eagle. It's very large, protecting the nest. Not generally a good plan, messing with animals' nests, but we are a small eagle, don't worry about it. La 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 la. Edge cautiously past the eagle, doesn't seem to object. Fantastic. Hello, Nicholas. How have you been getting on with your discoveries? What's this? A young hatchling? Oh no, I hope it doesn't think I'm its dinner. No, Nicholas, it's me. I'm just in a disguise. You sure? You're sure you're not going to eat me? No, of course not. You sent me to get you an eagle outfit, remember? So you could get out of this nest? Wow, that really is a convincing disguise. Have you got one for me too? Yes, I have one right here. Only having one would be not ideal. You give Nicholas a fake beak and an eagle feather cape. Excellent. Now there's no way the eagle will be able to tell me from one of its own. Now you run off. I'll meet you back down at the campsite. Hey. We'll walk past the eagle again. Don't mind me. I'm an eagle. He's just chilling. Doesn't even mind. Fantastic. Lovely stuff. Back down to the campsite, he says. Technically, we did come here looking for him because he was looking for a ferret. Kind of got sidetracked by this whole eagle business. Whole cave system and traps and puzzles and bandits and gnome food that they were having a time with. But anyways, head back down to his campsite. Climb down these rocks here. Very steep. Very agility. Nicholas. Hello again, Nicholas. Ah, hello again. Can I help at all? Well, originally, I was going to get a ferret. I was sent here to find you because of the ferret. Can you get one? I'll do better than that. I'll teach you how to capture one yourself. Sounds good to me. What do we do? Come with me and I'll show you. Hunter. How to. Box traps. And we're just watching. Okay, so we've baited the trap with meat. Now what? And now we wait. Quietly. What if I don't like waiting for things? Did I mention we wait quietly? Shh. Here comes something. It's a ferret. Right in the trap. Aha! There you go. One gift wrapped ferret ready for delivery. Fantastic. Let's go grab the ferret here. In our bird costume. And the Rupia costume. See, it's all a matter of patience. Great, thanks. And that accomplishes what we need to do here. We need to pop back over to Arduin. Very good. Very good. We found him, and we even come back with the ferret. Doing more than we were even assigned to do. We were just go-getters like that. You'll have to see it. And while we're here in Arduin, I'm going to grab one last thing that I want. Maybe we can just grab it after. That'll be fine. Anyways, let's go turn this in. Down here, where we started. Not too long of a quest or anything. Very good. Charlie. Bantry. Hello again. Have you had any luck finding a clue to Nicholas's whereabouts yet? Yes, I have actually. He'd been abducted by giant eagles. I managed to rescue him. He's now gone back to his hunting. Giant eagles? What a strange notion. Well, regardless, if you found him, can you tell him to hurry up with that ferret? Even better. I have a ferret right here for you. You do? Ah, yes, wonderful. I never doubted you for a second. That'll make an excellent addition to the zoo. Quest complete. 2 quest points. 2,500 Hunter XP. The ability to capture ferrets using box traps, and then use them to flush rabbits from rabbit holes. The ability to fly the eagle network, the eagle costume, a ferret in the Ardoin Zoo, and a free box trap from when we picked up the ferret. And there is the ferret. Totally good here. The Ardoin Zoo has had a makeover. Now it's small fences instead of large things. I'm sure this is totally keeping the wolves and bears in check here. Also, the Cyclops and Joker are gone. That's something. Probably looked at this before. Anyways, that is that. But it's also, as we mentioned in the rewards there, a few more things we can do. Using the box traps, we can catch ferrets. Just fill our inventory up with ferrets. Seems like a very good plan. Level 27. So technically this is a lower level use for box traps than existed previous to this quest. Previously that was Chinchampa's, like 50 something. Anyways, catch a few ferrets here for ferrety purposes. They can also fail the traps. That's unfortunate. This one fell down. Let's take it. And take this one here. And then just head up a little bit over to the rabbit holes area. We just want to lay some rabbit snares all around the area here. So we can put multiple down. Yep. Try to catch some rabbits. Put a ferret in a rabbit hole. A second later, a rabbit runs out the other side of the warren and gets stuck. That's also a little bit of XP. Rabbits drop raw rabbit, bones, and a rabbit foot. So we can catch some more here. Run straight into the trap. Effective placement here. Getting a lot of rabbits is definitely nothing. And somehow we managed to be keeping the ferrets, so I guess they just stay with us. And one in there. Another one in there. And if you don't have a trap in the way, they can actually run and... Oh, nope. Right into the last trap that exists. Okay, it's fine. Release the rest of the ferrets here. Grab our rabbits here, I guess. We don't need more than one, but... I mean, we caught them, so... Sure. Don't have space. One more free slot. They drop a lot of things. The snares, the rabbit, the bones, and the other bits here too. We'll keep the eagle set on for now. That's funny. With the rabbit foot from the rabbits and a ball of wool, you get a strong rabbit foot amulet. Wear this to get bonus bird nests while woodcutting. Which is not a bad plan, honestly. Except for the fact that we have the amulet glory here. Could be something to consider if we can get the inventory space numbers correct. So more bird nests while woodcutting, while doing construction, could mean more farming. So it does have some benefits. Very easy to get this back if we want. Just need to come catch a few ferrets and catch a few rabbits. Balls of wool, very easy to accomplish. Let's head back into the eagle's lair here. For our other reward, the Eagle Transportation Network. Sounds wild, and it's what the bandits were trying to do. But now we can make use of their efforts. They set things up before they got abducted by random events and things. So now we can fly on the eagles. Got the eagles right over here. A rope rack, that doesn't exist yet. Would be convenient. You need a rope, and then eagles. Got a polar eagle, desert eagle, jungle eagle, and Karamjan jungle eagle. Start with the polar eagle here. Lasso the eagle. Hold on tight. And a shame. Missing out on the getting pulled out of the eagle's peak, dangling from the rope, screaming cutscene. Travel. Sad times. Over here in the polar area, we got the polar eagles. A few more ropes on the ground, which may or may not be used up each time. But from here, we have cave exits. Leads out of the cave, leads out of the cave. And this one has handholds you can go down into the polar hunter area here. This is a way to get over here. And the other hole is less of an exit. This is more for the eagles. This way just leads to a big drop straight down the cliff. I think it's more suited to the eagles. Yep. So that is these spots in the polar. Just gets you around to the various hunter areas, essentially. Although we kind of already accomplished that with fairy rings. And that doesn't require us running all the way into this place way off the edge and also have a rope and also everything. To the desert. Tie them up. Lasso. Pulled over to the desert. That is a achievement. Push the boulder. We push from this side, it's just going to be harder to get out. So we need to access this location from the other side. Just this boulder in the way. Now who put that there? It's too suspicious and round to be natural. That's part of the bandits' shenanigans. So pop over to the other side here. What a non-suspicious cave here in the cliffs north of the desert. Entering in here. Even managed to succeed in not dying from desert heat. Fantastic. Push the boulder out of the way. And unlike some other boulders, it actually stays here. So we can make our way into and out of here whenever we want to. This leads over towards the desert hunter area, which we've kind of already out-leveled. Works though. And then it's all back and forth. Very convenient. Next is the jungle eagle. And also last, because the Karamjan jungle eagle doesn't exist yet. That leads us into some jungly bits. Trying to exit the cave. And now we're down here. Try to enter the cave. It can't be done. Managed to jump out. Not out of the eagle exit, but through the normal exit. But now, climb a young vine. Isn't tall or strong enough to climb up yet. So we give it a teasing stick. And eventually, this will climb up the teasing stick and be strong enough for us to climb back in there to get to the jungle eagles. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. Anyways. That is the jungle connection here to the eagle transportation system. Definitely something. Definitely something. Not particularly useful, but another just interesting thing to have. Transportation systems are definitely more convenient when they don't require extra things like ropes, and they're not further away from things than fairy rings or something. But for a low-level quest, getting around to these places could be convenient. That's something. Don't need the eagle outfit anymore. Get rid of that. Do need these ropes, though. May not be reclaimable. It's fine. I think it should be possibly reclaimable. A lot of these messages are questionable. They're gone. Not like we could keep it anyways. No bank and all that. Anyways. We just have a little bit more hunter to do. Try to get to a good spot here. And then it's over. 2006 at least. Next time. Goodbye.